Please sit down. I really do appreciate the 5 of you that clapped when I came out here, because I think it proves, what a big deal I am. Or maybe it doesn't, but I think it's time for us to get started. Ms. Paulson, I can assure you, none of this is plagiarized. Unfiltered water. All right, I want to talk about mall kiosks. They're called kiosks, Ryan. They're called kiosks. They're called kiosks. So anyway, I'm sure you've all been to a mall before, and when you go to a mall, there's those kiosks in the middle of the halls, and there's those, people selling $500 bottles of lotion, and you're walking, you came there for one purpose, and your one purpose was to go to the H&M and to check out if they got a new selection of the shirts that go with the season that is currently in, and you only have $20. I'm sure all of you have been in that scenario. But you're walking there, and sometimes you're walking with somebody like your sister or your mother, and they just run over, like, lovers, over here, let me help you. And it makes for a really awkward situation, because that's not my lover, that's my mother. And they come up to you and they're like touching you, and they're just like, this lotion right here, man, this is gonna make you feel so good, this make your skin so soft, you need to touch it. Look what it's doing to you. Look, my God, man, you look so vibrant, you look so alive, my goodness. And he's touching you, and it's uncomfortable, and you didn't expect this. But you can't walk away. It's amazing what they do to you. And they just keep rubbing your face and your hands, and it's such a breach of privacy, but you're okay with it. And then they start with the sales pitch, and they're like, okay, my friend, today we have a very good sales. The original price of the bottle of lotion is $685.99. Today we can get it for you 50% off for $58.99, which is not 50% off. And you go, I don't have any money, sorry, and you walk in there, I'll be back tomorrow, and you're like, okay, but when you come back tomorrow, you're gonna kiss me on my feet, you're gonna say, how'd you do this with this lotion, man? It's gonna look so good. And then you walk away and you go buy your things, and you've forgotten about that experience, and then you head back to your parking spot, and then as you're walking, you see the guy again, and you have bags of clothes that you just bought, and that guy's gonna call you out, right? I mean, you just spent like $150 on clothes, and you couldn't afford the lotion, so you have to find a family of shoppers and hide behind them, to get around them so they don't call you out, because nobody wants to make a scene, and you're just like this behind the family of shoppers. And that's why mall kiosks shouldn't exist. I've had my troubles with women. I mean, who hasn't? But yeah, I did have a girlfriend for a while, and her name was Blanca, and we met online, and we dated for 6 months, and I never got to meet her, but God, beautiful girl, beautiful girl. She looked just like Jennifer Lawrence in her profile picture. It was really weird. Exactly the same, but she kept asking me for my credit card information, and after a while, I didn't have any money left, and I had to break things up, but I really thought we were going to make it together. But, that's unfortunate. But that slides into the next thing where I'm broke now, and I don't have any money, and for some reason, my friends want to go out every single night and spend money on pointless things, They want to go to the McDonald's and just buy fries. Why'd you drive 4 miles to buy fries? I don't know. And then they bring you, and then you spend $15 on a meal, and that's why I can't go out anymore. And I created a movie night, and people come, sort of, kind of, not really, but, and I just watch Netflix, and it's sad, man. It's sad because I've watched everything. And Netflix isn't keeping up with me, man. I mean, I even finished Gossip Girl, like, all 6 seasons, and I'm so glad that Serena ended up with Penn Badgley. It really brought joy to my heart, but I need to figure out something else to watch. But, are you going to the dance after?
Yeah.
It's like 5 people going to the dance after? Yeah. Sounds like a lot of fun, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go home and watch the Final Four. Yeah. But I just, right before I got out here, I got a notification that UConn beat Florida. And, shut up! Yeah, that cost me $5, and I could have won hundreds of dollars. And it's just like, why do I do it? I do it every single year, and I never win. Like, I'm done by day 3, and I just keep spending money that I, again, don't have because of Sri Lanka. And it's just inefficient, man. But, oh, God. You ever notice that there are certain people that you don't like, but they don't know that, and you're talking to them, like you get trapped, like you're walking into your door, and then, oh God, they're there, and then no one else is there, and then they just start talking to you, and you have to like talk to them, and you find a way to get out, like, oh, like I have to go get tested or something, and you try to leave, and they don't want to let go of you yet, and they're just like, so you're coming out there, you're like, all right, see you, man, and they're like, what? And they just keep talking about pointless things, so you're just like holding onto the door like this, just like sneaking out of the door like this, and you're just like, I gotta go. It's just so annoying. Oh, whoops. Meant to do that. I'm gonna transition to things that are true, but unfortunately funny. You guys all know my car, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I bought a Volvo S80 T6 from the year 2000, and I paid $5,000 for it. And the weird thing was that it was my dad's friend that I bought the car from. So my dad really trusted this guy, even though there were other cars I wanted to buy, and so I ended up buying this car. And I want to tell you about the first time I ever drove this car.
Oh my God.
Yeah, oh my God. And really took a sour turn of events. I just want to update you now that there's currently a big bump, a big like slice in my back bumper. I don't have a front headlight, and everything inside's falling apart. And also Julian has a Volvo, and he's like turned that thing into a rocket ship, so that's also really annoying, but he like parks to me every day and like says, race me. But yeah, so the first time I ever drove my car, I had gotten it the day before and I had just driven it home and that was it. And my grandpa lives down in Manahawkin, which is about an hour away. And my dad said, Roman, you think you're ready to go down and pick up your grandpa? And I didn't know where my grandpa lived per se. I mean, I had been there, I had been driven down there, but I never really paid attention to the signs. So, of course, without question, I said yes. And I had just woken up and had breakfast, so I walked out in the clothes I had slept in, and won $100 on a debit card and a phone with 14% battery. So, I didn't have an Easy Pass. And so, everything was going well. I had my GPS on my phone, and I had gotten on the parkway, and everything was going great. And then my phone was searching for the signal, and I didn't know where to get off the exit. So I went off the exit for Route 9, which was 30 miles before the exit I was supposed to take. And it's so hard. Then I had gotten off the exit, and I realized after driving a while that my phone told me how far away it was, and then it died. So the phone was out of the question now. And then I began driving, and I was running low on gas. So I went to the gas station, and I got my gas, and I could have asked the man how to get back on the parkway, but I'm not going to do that. And so I drove, and 25 minutes later, I was crying like a baby. And I didn't know where I was, and I wasn't even looking to get back in my car. I was looking to find like a phone charger or a phone or something so I could call my dad and save me. And it had been an hour, so my grandpa was expecting me by now. And so I found my way to a Tech Medic, which is a place that sells cell phone accessories and repairs cell phones. And I went in there, and I bought a cord to charge my phone because I had a little plug that went to the cigarette lighter in the car. So I bought it, $25, and I went back in the car and plugged it in, and nothing was happening. So I thought that it was the cord, so I went back, I returned that, and paid a $5 restocking fee. And then I bought a $35 charger that had everything, and I plugged that in, and that didn't work. And asterisk, later I found out that that cigarette lighter didn't work at all. So no matter what I would have plugged in, that nothing would have happened. So I was like really nervous, and then I walked out. And then this guy came out of the Cash for Gold, which was next over. And this guy looks to be about 45 years old, but he was wearing clothes that a 21-year-old would wear. Like he had his pants down to here. Like he had like 3 gold chains, one more than 2 chains, so I guess that's cool. But and he had a snapback, and he was coming out of this Cash for Gold, and he started making a beeline right toward me, and I was scared. And then he came up and he goes, "Yo man, you know I can find Route 23," and I'm just like, "Sorry dude, I'm as lost as you are." And he goes, "Yeah man, but it's like my first day out of jail." What's that? It's my first day out of jail. Yeah, 25 years, got up with behavior. And I was like, "What for?" He goes, "Accessory to murder." What's that? Accessory to murder. And he goes, "Yeah, just got out today." And for some reason I went, "Congratulations." He did not, he didn't like that very much. And I go, "Hey man, I'm just as lost as you are." He goes, "Okay man, I'll see you around." And he goes across Route 9 like it's like there's a pedestrian sign on it. There's like cars moving by and crazy. So I was like freaking out, and I got into my car. And I was nervous. I wanted to get the heck out of here and get away from this guy. So I started reversing. Very small parking lot. Started reversing, and I changed it to drive, but I didn't change it to drive. So I stepped on the gas pedal and drove right into the corner of the building. The corner of the building slammed my car. And I've owned this car for 18 hours now, and I've already borderline destroyed it. And so I didn't even stop. I didn't even go inside and say sorry for hitting the building. I just drove off. And then I'm driving, and by the grace of God, I get back on the parkway. And I don't even know where to drive. I'm just looking for a sign that says Manahawkin. So I find a sign that says Manahawkin, and I end up in like a strip mall. And I walk into the Best Buy or something, and I go to the nerd herd table. I just go straight there, and I go, "Dude, can I please have a phone?" He goes, "Yeah, you've got a great selection of new cell phones. The iPhone, the HTCs, the Droids." I'm like, dude, I need a phone. I need a phone. Like a rental phone. We can rent phones. We can rent the batteries. I'm like, I need a landline phone or something. I can call somebody. Please. And he just hands me the phone, and I just call my dad. I'm just like, "Dad, I'm so lost. I don't know where I am. I didn't bring a chair. I didn't bring a change of pants. It was a bad idea." And then my dad makes the mistake of putting my mom on the phone. My mom is, anxious, and I'm her little angel. So as much as I was freaking out, she was freaking out way more than I was. And so I'm freaking out. My mom's like, "Oh my God, is my baby okay? Are you okay? Are you breathing? Are you all right? Please tell me he's okay." That made it a lot worse for me. And then I can hear my dad, I'm like, "Shut up, Christina! You're freaking them out. Put directions right now." So I get the directions, and it turns out I was like a half a mile from the house at that point. So I get back on the road, and I find my way to my grandpa's house, and I knock on the door, and he opens the door and goes, "So, how's the drive down?" Alright, it was supposed to be, funnier, I guess, but that's it. Alright, thank you very much.